the others have gone out to Crystal Tower at Backlog. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I however sought to convince, not compel. I cannot deny that part of me is glad Urianji shared his knowledge of the new Mo with us. Had he not, Backlog wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. Yeah, let's go. Banana. All right.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
That's right.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own, and your soul is the densest of them all.
Interesting.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Chris.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
Fuck is Urianji? Oh, that's
It
right.
would be our pleasure.
He stepped behind.
We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
You spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? White auracite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long, in such an energetic, unstable state. There is no telling what may happen to their souls within the auracite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these false bodies of yours, remaining incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the end of Journey's Head, corrupted by the seniors, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? But I see these unfortunate individuals. Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might or might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. I'll be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. While I see no need for all of us to accompany you, while you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist the Ryanje in creating the requisite auracite. Really, my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Beck Lug as necessary? Alright. I'm a Rengi. Yeah. The game should be working fine. I don't know why not. I mean, honestly, shit. I'm on that revive. I'm on that revive. That's right. So this is how is it? Yes, the ethereal balance leans perilously towards the light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not to break, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light, he will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Halvik was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then perhaps there is yet hope? If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vober, then for darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes, I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Okay. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? What's up, mate? It's been a while since we talked. Titan stares blankly at you, wishing the tonic has had no effect. Yeah. I feel warm in my legs. I don't feel as heavy. Oh yeah. So I'm guessing it's letting them draw in ether a bit to alleviate themselves. Now then, have you noticed any change in the patients? Notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then, it is true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of their soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption like Helric appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is far too gone, his mind held together by the finest threads. There's a chance that he may one day recover, of course, but it would take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wait to find himself an old man. A final reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. There must be something we can do. Like, I realize it's not a way to petition your aid, but do you think it possible to find a way to hasten the recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. True. I guess we'll see what's up. Let's get some direct hit. I suspect the Crystal Arxar has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the Royal Court of Ober, and that Soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you minister to the patients here is one of my fruits of labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph became my greatest shame. And now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do, a comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. You think it can be done? With the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility, but now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for aether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. Yeah? I admire your spirit. Very well, your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. A water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we have to do to get the lantern. Pixies took quite a liking to us before. If you remember them with a company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. He's like, damn it. Fine, we'll pay a visit to Elmeg, but I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. First, you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fae folk. While you're about it, seek out the Nomu of Pla Eni. They will be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? Alright. There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Ba-na-na. Clay from Ring would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? Yeah, I could ask the miners. They'll be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there's aught else I can learn from the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Sounds good to me. Butt head on a good old twine. Twana. Sheesh. Yo, what's up, Magnus? Well, what a coincidence. Come at a good time. We just as well finished repairing the Talos and the trolley you took to the Bafaring. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos could have been another matter. Had we not had a visit from Master Chai, offered us a share of the leftover building materials from the dataless stoneworks, told us a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man that China is. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refused to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. Something tells me Roxanne here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? Your finest clay. You see, and this family requires clay from Ring. Look no further. If anyone could find you some quality clay, that's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Byron mines to make adobe bricks. A place is swarm with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Why, yes. Yes, I shall. Let us be off then. Oh yeah. It's not I gonna be, you damn bird. Oh, very good. Seems it hasn't. I'm thinking about doing tomorrow the RE5 rando again. That ought to be fun. Spice things up a bit. Get some of the ass whooping technology. Oh, what's up? Alright, let's see if they're back. I don't think they'd be back that quick, but hey. I'm pretty sure they'd be employing teleportation shit too, so. Twins have returned, and one piece at that. Let's convince the pixies will turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. No. You have the clay, I take it? Hell yeah. Got this old bit right here. Wonderful, we need to combine we need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Beglug, I have a question. In the event that we have neither the spell and you aren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Halric and the others have suffered so much, and I swear to do everything power to save them. If there's a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help him, can drastically increase the magic's effect, and you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of more in Norvrant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so? Yeah? Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alice shall be the one to conjure the familiar. Alright, let's see what's up. Yo, Camellia, welcome on in. Thanks for the likes.
Let us begin.
Alright.
I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
I can't see the emotes from this chat that I'm looking at, but I'm assuming it's the little hand hearts. A porksy.
Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean.
See what she makes.
There we are. How's that?
Duh.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Motherfucker just whistling.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
Interesting.
Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
The shade. Yo.
Not bad for a first attempt.
Huh.
Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul.
Interesting.
You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Interesting.
Mother... I...
Damn. Just went back again? Ozzy, did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes did not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via RSI. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Beklu said that when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Lil Gabu. Exactly, his condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with the earth expected ether instead of light. If follows that his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, then there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? Is this one little goblin dude? Or kobold dude or whatever. This condition does sound familiar. There's much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is the like of work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angela and continue with their treatment. So you should return to the Crystarium with Beckluck and see if you can make some headway with the newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you not to be convinced. The fire of youth. Let's return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you. Who? Oh, hey, what's up, dude? What are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Eulmore. Lady tries beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. It must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on then. It's not if anything to do for you. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. God, fucking brain today. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future Eulmore's at stake. Eulmore's at stake. This ought to be interesting. Alright, let's see, mate. What you got? Up in the parlor, best not keep her waiting, eh? Well, thank God. Kaishir, my dude, we're doing things more important than your FP. Well, now it seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange, let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Okay. Alright, what are y'all going crazy about?
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Golg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well. No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Eulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
That's funny.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee. Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I don't know. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't know, like, maybe he wanna get out of the town for a bit or some shit.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
And then she sees him in the background or some shit.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
No, he's dead? Hey, yo. Makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word. And if he had, he wouldn't have done so unobserved. Julia smothered him during 6. I was about to say, I was like, hey, yo. She just split up and inquired as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate and compare notes later on. And it turns out he's in this beehive place the whole time. That'd be kind of funny, not gonna lie. I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yurumo's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Valtry's apparent inexhaustible stores of meal and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses here were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yomor. Seeming to satisfy him, he took his leave soon after. Your strange moment is telling you about the stagnant state of the business in Yomor. I don't know, maybe the man went out just to fucking do some business shit. You know? Yeah, I was about to say, like, I mean, I don't know, maybe the guy could at least have been like, hey, wife, I'm gonna go and do shit or something, you know? Call a man fitting that description, asked to speak with the poor beggars lately come from raid. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts. And as you can be sure, we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. Folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all that. After that, I can't really say. He looked like he was headed for Gaytown when I last saw him. The poor living conditions of Kalusha's downtrodden. Now, Dooley is needy as fuck. If you want alone time, you should not tell her. guess one of these will be one of these guards or whatever up here. Yeah. For Master Chai, are you? Something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath. We talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Valtry. And finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us out to the core. Oh yeah, I fucking done whooped his ass. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Yilmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Kalusia as well. And everyone welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. The perilous state of Yilmore's defenses. I know how needy people operate. Imagine you tell her you need some time, she'll cry, say you don't love her and trust her anymore, follow you, threaten you. I mean, that just sounds... I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, like, that sounds like someone needy, but at the same time, that sounds like someone that's too needy. Too clingy. And also, not respecting, you know, a person's just normal boundaries of like, hey, like, there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to be on your own, doing your own thing, you know? There you are, how did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue to Master Chai's whereabouts? This... This, and this right here, boy. Interesting. You apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well? I knew it! They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yilmore, an idea which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yilmore, I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? And it sounds like he went to Right Dog. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Yilmore, but its surrounding settlements. Seems logical then that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Go make inquiries in Bright, I shall do likewise. It's still tired. Gate Town, I leave to you. Well, Top Run would seem to me, his next most likely destination. Let's reconvene there with any luck. One of us will have stumbled upon him then, but if not, we'll be situated to continue our search. What's up, mate? Well, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistle gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Raid and Yilmore, or rather, the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of meal and a chance of lavish life among the free, and Valtry thought to take even more from us in conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. And they didn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Valtry's gone now, and we're cursed to see what will become of Yilmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend. Chinese, was it? I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. Good. Hee hee. I wonder, does it let me fly all the way up? does. That's crazy. Which means it also lets me fall all the way down. Thank God I can fly in all these damn areas now. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gaetan as well, did he? Yeah, he's probably up here. Seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Kalusia. The only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Going for a quick catch up with him. Yeah, and then dude's probably gonna be like half dead or some shit by these fucking mobs out here. Hey, what's up, mate? You're out here staying in the rain. What's up, mate? What are you doing here? I'm actually the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me, whatever for. Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word and bade us return you to her side. What in the blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea into her head... okay, I understand now. Chai Nuzlocke and his Snorlax. No harm done, but since we're here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from nearby villages, you've been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Kalusia, that much is true, but I am by no means sure that I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I've secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I've already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is in itself proof of your suitability. The city needs you. I'm certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. From what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Yeah. You don't need to say anything. You got your action to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore, but that dream's gone now, burst like a bubble, or a boil more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphano, I haven't a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze, but you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gulk, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way if you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Well, at least he ain't down on himself like before, so. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Brendan is the name, and yes he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Valtry's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Brendan was the left. And between them, they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps you should start with Tristal then. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. You two, I presume you're here to ask about Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Valtteri gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise up to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Yulmore together. It is still my wish, but given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I will not see you suffer for Valtteri's villainy. As you no doubt gather from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, and the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Let us go. Yes, the part I haven't discovered in the map. I don't know why he didn't. I guess I was too busy just finishing this shit. Whew. What's up, dude?
Well, it's you again. And I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Forthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Forthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Forthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Forthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthri. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that.
He's like, that sounds like my old home. Kinda.
But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems. But first, I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
I mean, he's got the right of it, you know? He said, "Stand up, fool." Right then, is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Meal being neither a desirable nor less suitable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps? So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer and I will consider offering you my counsel. Combination of measures will seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuff must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. Think of all that by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You impress me. Well, that is a relief. Or you aren't secured in my support just yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point. And to one which I have given much thought, I propose the use of Talos to aid in establishing the maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos. But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. He's like, as it just so happens, I am that motherfucker. Rendon is quite right. Building a Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have. Which is why I propose to make use of the long abandoned Talos, which wander the wilds of Kalusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. Hell yeah. Also, is this like a random ass fucking door? What the fuck is this? It looks like some like underground house or some shit. The old memory has enlightened me down. This chest contains canisters filled with dastardly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of ether in the Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let it fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yomor. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there wanting to make a meal of you. That's as may be, but Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I would not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my hair-brained schemes realized. Not this time. Which instance to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Oh shit, I picked the wrong one. Oh well. Guess what? It should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I have always prepared living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. As Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous if one is not too careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beast that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos, understood? Good, then let us be off to the quick way through the north gate and see if we can find a suitable vantage point for you. Okay. Okay, I guess it just put me here. Keep a lookout for danger and alert. Trying this when it's safe to incapacitate the Talos. Okay, it's one of these again. Hey, you're pretty good. That dude's fucking massive. I did it? I did it. Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Shit! I did it too soon. You have died. Or you are dead. You just hear the Resident Evil effects whenever someone fucking dies on like RE5 or some shit. Fuck. I guess I have to do it like really quick then. Bruh. The motherfucker turned immediately. What the fuck? Facing off against the boss that can end the universe. No problem. Doing this stupid mission. Well, fuck me. So I gotta wait until it turns around like completely. Thank God. We fucking got it. Let me leave the next one to me. Okay, looks like you got it. I guess. I guess he got it then. Behold, my giant army. Hell yeah. I can scarcely believe it. It was reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Umor's food storage showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, displaying your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yomor. Thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I'm wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Yomor the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. Seems Yomor's leadership is at last in capable hands, would you not agree? You should probably be getting back soon. After you tinker with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick. Oh yeah.
Right. Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
Wonder how they know exactly where to go, you know? Or what to do.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! Stay back! All of you!
Damn, lady.
Is that... Darling, you're back.
but of course I'm back. You didn't see.
Oh! Oh my god! Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh! Oh dear.
But I nearly killed this man. God damn.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
He dies again. No! Jesus.
Damn it! Please!
This poor fucking guy, Jesus Christ. How much strength does this lady have? Fuck. Dude just got healed and he's already fucking dying again. That's quite a reception. One Master Child will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Yomor, it'll be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Child can make his inaugural address. Yeah, let's hope he ain't dead yet. No need to fret, I never felt better. And not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yomor. As for where to do it, for to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose only a place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, there to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there. Would you go and inform the residents of Gaytown and the derelicts? Good lad, I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Valthry's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the Crown Lift will show you up. Cool. Poof. Oi, mate, what's up? But as for you, our guest of honor, you have reserved a place at the front, right this way. God, brain. Blah, blah, blah.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Forthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength for Yulmore!
Looks like we're back here. City of Final Pleasures. They used to call this place back when the world was ending, but now I hope it will become the City of New Endeavors. Wasn't he simply wonderful? Seeing him take charge of the room as he did reminds me of why I fell for him in the first place. Now work can begin in earnest. I very much look forward to seeing this yield more for the people. That's a fine speech. I believe your words stirred every soul in the attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I've learned anything from all this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Same with my fellow Yomorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. Let's forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible. Where within my power, I recover a tribute to your heroism and to the very stone upon which the city stands. I hate to change the subject, but now that you've officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It's too big for one thing and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence and I will govern here in the parlor. Hoping you say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, but you got time for a word? I liked your speech, but there's folks outside these walls that don't even have food to last till tomorrow, and more who are cutting their crumbs. If you got a plan to change that, I want to help things set in motion. You got much to discuss? No sooner do I take office and my work begins in earnest, well I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for the help. Hope to see you again before long. What a dame. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I got plenty to think about. But since we all have a great deal to consider, I'd resolved to remain here until such time as Yomor's future was secured, but it's clear to me now that the city's in capable hands. I have every confidence they'll find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Yeah, we gotta get back to the actual shit we were doing. Seems like everything's moving on. Think about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends. That paradise is gone, but something's better taking its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This humor for the people Mr. Chad's been going about ain't gonna just build itself after all. Not that much of a builder. Me and my friends find a way to make a difference though. I'll keep things changing for the better. Far nobler dream than the one which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Although when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We got a few ideas on how we can do our bit, just a matter of taking the first step. Well said, mate. Truly to see Kai sure thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. And however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here, Yomor, we have matters of honor to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beklug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Goodbye, boy. The forest. Tress. I always got business with old boy, bro. Let me through. Given to understand, a new mayor is taken office in Yulmore. Good for Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how afraid are you in preparing the White Hour site? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that White Hour site was ill-suited for our purposes. But Iranji, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of a nation, of an Ashian, the stone would house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed this we are with Becklugs and valuable insights would indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul, a link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rending our souls dormant, as our sight doth require. Thus, the shedding of these fleshly simulacra and the surfeit of each which compriseth them would in all likelihood deprive us of all our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Hour site instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we abandoned that plan, and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are now closer to a solution than when we first began. It's a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When the discussions turned to the transference of memories in the psyche, I couldn't help but be reminded of a technique with which I have a personal experience. Roxanne, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of Elagan imperial line gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of ancient Elagans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding about the technology by which the Elagans were able to accomplish this transference, then perhaps we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. Most excellent. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Roxanne return to the source and inform Crow and the others of our findings. Imagine Tatsuri will be relieved to hear we made a progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to stay to relay our findings unto Thancred and Bryn to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Goodbye, old friend. Alright, I guess I'll go back home. Well, luckily for me, I can just go poof. Oh yeah. Duh. Ah, my head is killing me, man. Hey, what's up, yo? I guess they're saying the same stuff then. Let everything go on the first. Wait, don't tell me. Carl will be here shortly. She'll want to hear too. She's just attending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Upon speaking with Tatsuru, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh shit. Fuck it, bring it on.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly.
Good.
But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
This, and this, and this, and this.
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
Let's go!
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
The king is dead.
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvas.
Let's go.
Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
Here we go. Woo! He can use magic now. Seen in action, his body at least, you will not best him alone. Death will not come easy to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. What good it will do? The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. Oh! I guess he can use magic. Unless he just has Magitech shit on his fucking armor. Woo! Damn! That's some crazy shit. The simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly there's no place like home. Ah, yeah, he has that extra shit, yeah. Whatever he is, was barely a match for him if we stay here much longer. Barvarus, your radiance, are you alright? He's dead. We may wear it our welcome. Ah. And they see him right next to the... yeah? Even the most meddling of sport be spoiled. The world conspires to bore me. The cost to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Oh, he could fucking... oh, shit. Bro, he got the fucking Ashen's powers now. What the fuck? Just one. Woo! Damn! Intruders are taking flight. Repeat, the intruders are taking flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. Oh shit. Oh, I'm playing as a Stinian? Yo! Oh, these two. Oh! Make ourselves easy marks when we win together. I suggest we split up. Alright, Alright then, I'll take the low road, so to speak. See you outside, stay safe. I don't know why, but the guy gives me the same look like Sid from FF14. Well, well, someone's been busy. Who the fuck is this? You would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. Let's go! I got permanent blood of the dragon.
my lance.
Damn! God. That's my boy right there. That's my motherfucking boy. Blows up. Garland's in their Machina. Now where are you, Gaius? And it looked like it was like a prototype to try to remake Ultima or whatever.
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than hero traversing the rift between worlds.
Hey, mate.
My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Thanks, mate.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something.
Of course.
Lest you worry. I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
He's like, God damn it.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
It wasn't my intention, mate.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Alright. If you insist. You must be Shadow after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Becklug can manage without you. They got enough science to help him if you ask me. It's true. Cutscene. Meanwhile, in Garlemald. Traitors, you were there the night, Lord never thought. Oh! Dude got blown the fuck up. Damn. Holy shit. Onward, before this day is done, victory shall be ours. And Xenos is like... Such foolish creatures. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse? Of course, you return. That Hugh, your soul is. Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost and one of a new master, a hunting dog if you should wish it so, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. Huh. Meanwhile, Yilmore in the first. Did you hear the mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks and they're looking for laborers? Their stock of resettling some old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? Huh, we best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope? Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindle. Huh? What? What the fuck? What the f... It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Who the what the fuck? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go to the restroom. Actually, I'm probably gonna stop it here. Yeah.